Good morning, Minecraft, and welcome to the Hypermine server. And today, as soon as I got onto the chat, I heard WoolyCreeper say something about nuking the entire spawn village. So let's head over to his place and find out what they're talking about.
These bad boys.
So you're building a nuke under your base.
Yep.
Okay. What are the
Still need
purple
to
lights?
paint. Hmm?
Are those Zycraft blocks?
Yeah. Yeah, there's iCraft blocks.
I like it.
So 4 thick, extra safe.
Where,
For thick, jeez.
where's the way down?
Right, you see the little set of stairs that join the first building to the rear building? There's a little kind of... On the side of that, there's a little cubby that you can fall down with a ladder. Here, I'll come up.
Ugh.
Check on me.
Oh,
Rip your soul out your body, boy.
okay.
I'll
Wow.
see you.
All right, that was scary. All right, so we're in.
Oh, you teleported him there.
Somebody stole me, and I appeared here. Whoa.
Yeah,
This is
welcome
kind
to
of
the silo.
freaky.
I love the light rings.
Yeah, I really do think that's a really nice. And you
I
still
want
need
to
to
come
paint all of this, and you have to do it a block at a time, and
Right.
you get about 20, 30 blocks, and then you have to refill it with bone meal if you're doing white like
You
me.
can't dye them before
No.
they're placed. No.
No, you can't even place them in this state. You have to place them in this state over here and let them set.
That's the foam.
I remember you saying that around about. Yeah, that's just weird, dude. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
He broke your lights. Look at that. See?
I
They're
know.
off.
It's because there's a pressure plate. As I couldn't. That
Yeah,
or
not
buttons.
much you can
And
do
I
about that.
hate buttons for doors. But it was a lot. It takes a long time, even with AE, because you've got to rely on rolling machines. And unless I'd set up like an entire bank of rolling machines, it still
And you
takes
can't
a
overclock
long.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way to speed them up apart from having like 20 of them or something. So it takes. I was like ordering up the maximum, like I think it's 4,096 items that you can craft in one go
Sounds about
in
right.
AE, and just like hitting the plus 64 until it wouldn't go up anymore. And I did that like at least 3 times.
You want me to whitelist some Mexicans for you?
We
That's
can't even get enough builders on Dungeon Realms, guys.
Right.
It's
Because they don't pay good, dude.
well, they don't. That's
Exactly.
so true.
Exactly.
So what's going
Okay,
on
I
down
am-
here, Wooly? What are you putting behind these things?
A breeder reactor
Uh-huh.
and a production reactor. The breeder reactor will churn out 800 uranium cells from every 13 hours. It will do 800 uranium cells, singles,
Wow.
from depleted uranium cells. So I don't know how much you know about IC2 nuclear.
I've
if you
watched
craft-
I've watched Armitage's Road
Right.
to Nuclear Power.
So you know that you can craft uranium and get 8 depleted cells out of it instead of just 1.
Okay.
You slap them through the breeder and it enriches them, and also you get near depleted cells out of your reactor sometimes. Like I
Cool.
think it's about like a percentage chance that it leaves a near depleted cell. So the breeder enriches them, and I'm gonna have a load of automatic systems to turn them into into quad uranium cells, and it'll feed it into the other reactor, which will produce, I believe it's 2048. It might be 2036 actually. EU per tick.
Man, you're hot,
Funny.
man.
Why, thank you.
Yeah.
So this is your silo. Nice.
This is the silo, as suggested by, I think it was Slip actually suggested it.
Okay. It
And
looks
this is going to
pretty.
have,
It looks pretty awesome.
yeah, I'm
Let
quite
me
pleased
out.
with how it's turning out. For a true,
Help me.
You need to set up some ICBMs.
He's trying to kill me down here.
and a swimming pool that moves to one side so that they can launch.
On it.
I thought there was a helicopter that came out of the pool,
No, it
or
was
a
definitely a
jet.
rocket.
A jet.
It was a rocket
Oh, okay.
in Thunderbirds, anyway.
Oh,
I don't know
that's
about any other pools with stuff that came out of it. Or are you thinking?
X-Men
No, that was a basketball court.
basketball court.
Oh, in the films, anyway. I can't remember about the comics.
Oh, okay.
But this is this. I need to paint all of this construction foam for this nice white look.
Oh,
That's going to
okay.
be all the way down.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's going to be 100% automated. The only thing it will need input into the system is coal and uranium. And everything else will be created in a closed loop and self-maintain itself.
How much uranium you're going to need?
A fair bit. It will become more apparent. I do have a large buffer of uranium, so I'll be able to track it. I mean, at the moment, I've got, let's see, I've got 4,774 uranium ore and 650. Yeah, Slip left me a present, and 657 uranium, refined uranium.
Wow. Yeah, because I don't think I'm going to be using any of my uranium anytime soon. But I don't have nearly that much.
Well, I have my frame ship, which I'll show you in a bit, actually.
Okay.
Constantly mining. I'm mining now, quarrying now, and I will be. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This thing is
Yeah.
quarrying.
That's the lovely thing about the server.
That's powerful.
It's really that is kind of the basis of this, because you have to. On the old map, the nuke kept running out of. I kept running out of uranium, and the nuke would shut down. So I wanted it to be like completely hands off. I've also got some uranium bees that Iron Face gave me, which will supplement.
Uranium bees.
Well, radioactive bees. They make.
Radioactive bees.
You can centrifuge the radioactive combs and get uranium out of them.
Oh, nice. So that definitely helps.
Yeah. So this will contain all of the machinery to automate the process, including, and I'll probably actually be moving my machines upstairs down here, because I think I've got more room than I need. But I wanted to go down. Yeah, I wanted to go down as low as possible to house the reactors right down, like, close to bedrock.
Right. That's a good idea.
I am being safety conscious, so I've got.
From what I've seen, the nukes, when they go off, they actually destroy bedrock.
I've not seen that myself, but I have got 4 meter thick. The reactor rooms are 4 meter thick reinforced
Okay.
stone, and that should contain any possible fallout and explosion. I was going to go with warded stone, because it contains it absolutely effectively. But what it doesn't do, it's unbreakable. Nukes cannot break it.
Nice.
But even you can even use the warded glass, just 1 block thick.
Wow.
But what it doesn't do is contain the nuclear fallout.
The radiation.
Yeah. So everyone would be wandering around with that little
Poison.
as they
Constant
take
poison.
radiation damage.
I'm not sure how radiation works, but couldn't you do then one layer of warded stone and then another layer of the concrete or whatever?
Possibly. However, it would have probably taken me more time to produce warded, and I'm not really set up for Thorncraft at the moment.
Yeah.
for mass production, and
That's a lot of warded stone.
it
It
would be.
really
It would have
is.
been. It would have been a lot, even using a single thick
So let's
layer.
get on.
So,
Let's get on with the rest of
Well,
the stuff.
technically, you'd only have to put it around where the reactors are, but
well, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's go up here. Oh, that hole you were looking at in the ceiling. That's just to cut down the void fog at the bottom.
Good idea. I use Optifine on here.
Right. I actually uninstalled Optifine because it's got a few too many graphical glitches, and I find I can actually get away without it. And I tend not to use it even in vanilla because it gives me something about my graphics card. It gives me like in vanilla pistons. They don't animate properly. They just kind of blink between two states when they extend, which is just awful.
I was recording on here, and it was constantly raining and raining and raining, and I couldn't make it go away. So building on the surface in the rain was too much. I said, I'm going to go Optifine. I don't care what kind of issues I have with it. I can't deal with the rain anymore.
That was Benito's beach. That's why, dude.
Oh, the bees
Yep.
were causing the rain.
I generally record with my particles on minimal to get rid of the noise at least.
Yeah, that didn't really help very much.
Yeah. So this is my current setup for my machines. This is my machine room.
Machines.
Yeah. So I've got my lava power coming in from the public lava that WoolyWolfe set up.
Mm-hmm.
I
think everybody's tapped into that one now.
Yeah, it makes sense. I had my pump chunk loader do weird derpy stuff a few times, and I'd come in and I'd have no lava, no power, couldn't even get into my storage because it's all applied energistic. So if it loses power, fortunately I had the foresight to put those two energy storage cells up there, so I just flipped the conduit with a wrench, and the AE would come back online. This is my automated machine setup, which is, I don't know, the idea was, because you don't need to use any of these, it does it all automatically. So the idea was to have them all in these pits, but as I say, I'm probably going to move all of them down and lay them out a bit more sensibly. It's turned a little too chaotic.
It looks pretty complicated and messy.
Yeah.
But if it gets the job done, and
well, that's the thing, and I don't actually have to interact with any of these machines at all. I just order stuff up from the applied energistics system, and it does it all for me.
Right. I still haven't gotten that far with mine. It's just storing stuff for me right now.
Well, the key here, if you come over here and right-click that, and hold shift.
I've seen these things before.
Yeah. So I've got nearly 2 pages of recipes so far in there.
And then I saw on your video you had something that you carry around in your hand.
Oh yeah.
It's like a remote.
Let me turn my coin of fortune off.
Yeah. Those are fun.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Never actually seen Coin of Fortune. Queen.
I can't pick it up. Yeah.
No.
This allows you to access
necessary.
This allows you to access everything in your system. Radioactive drones. You have 1,112.
Yep.
That's enough drones, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I ought to at some point start liquidizing them into
DNA.
BNA as Benito calls it.
BNA. What are these?
So, now this is my hookup to Lekigen, the wind farm.
Okay.
So these are voltage transformers. Transform it from the 10K wires into normal wires. This is just jacketed cable.
Okay.
And they power. I've got some these blue. I've got a blue electric furnace and a couple of blue electric alloy furnaces. At the moment, they're manual input, but they do have import buses, so anything that it produces goes into the AE system.
Okay.
But generally, if I want to like do a one-off cook job, then I'll come to my blue electric furnace and say I want to cook something up that's not programmed into the system, and it's not worth doing it. Then I'll dump it in there, let it cook up, and access it later.
Okay.
The alloy furnaces do need automating at some point, because it would be nice to order up red alloy wire and stuff without having to go actually cook it in the furnace. The fabricators were, oh yes, because the mining world doesn't have any clay, and to make the construction foam you need clay.
Oh.
So what I've got here are 2 Zycraft fabricators, and an export bus from the AE system to this chest. And the export bus basically just piles gravel in there until there's no room. Yeah. I'm also keeping some minium stones in there, and then these fabricators will pull from the chest and use gravel and minium stone to make clay and then that gets fed across into the next one, which turns it into clay blocks.
Right.
And then I just leave them there, so I know I've got 9 stacks of clay blocks at all times.
Wow.
But then it doesn't like turn all my gravel into clay, because there's nowhere else for it to go.
Wow, it's pretty fast too.
No, it's very fast. And then I can pulverize that. I dump that into a pulverizer and add it to the system, and it will let me make construction foam.
Why
Which
is
I
there
had to do a lot of.
something appearing on top of the
Oh, that
fabricator?
tells you it's working.
It shows the recipe on top of the fabricator.
Oh,
Yeah, when it's actually doing the job.
that's weird.
And it would disappear when. So that's nearly full. It will disappear about now.
That's really weird.
Yep.
Okay.
Over
Nice.
here I have a soul forge just for making soul shards, and a crafts packet stamper thingy for
Okay.
making diamond shards to make wrath igniters. The standard issue tinker table, which I think almost everyone has in their base by now.
Nope.
Nope.
I don't even have. Well, if you can tell, I'm not wearing the armor.
Oh,
I've been waiting for. Bodog promised he would show me how to make a suit a long time ago,
Right.
and I've given up on the guy.
Dude.
He's not going to be on Hypermine anymore, because I swear it's just.
He's having such problems with getting a computer, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'll give you a suit if you want.
I'd
I
rather
haven't got one on
record
me.
an episode of how to make one.
Sounds fair enough. An assembly table down here, which must be, I guess, probably the 4th biggest on the server.
Is this as big as you can make them?
No. Lone Wolf has one with like 1,000 lasers.
How do you make that many lasers?
I don't know.
They
'Cause
don't
how do you-
particularly
insane.
cost.
How do you
He's
point them
insane.
at the crafting table?
If I'm not mistaken, their range limitation is pretty high, so you can just set them really far apart, and every step higher is more that you can fit.
Mm-hmm.
And can you point them through each other?
Yep.
You
Oh.
can't. That I did not know.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's terrifying.
So you can put lasers behind lasers behind lasers.
Well, they do all have to receive power still.
Right. Okay. So what's next, Wooly?
Okay, if we jump up here, and then there's a room. Tell you what, you jump up that ladder, and I'll close the piston below you so you can just drop down. There you go. Come back down.
Why did
There
I
you
do
go.
that? I could fly.
Well, true. So this was my first room where I started putting like stuff and things together.
Oh, this is that first room of yours. I remember being in here. It just looks very different now.
Yeah. I've still got my amazing tank that lets me hold 3 sources of lava from Omega.
The smallest tank on the server.
Yet curiously large for how much lava it keeps.
I know.
And there's all the controller for my applied energistics. Controllers, drives.
Nice.
So that's the master storage there. Got 10 max size drives in there.
Nice. I only have 3 in mine.
You've got 3, have you? Max size?
Yeah.
Okay, just a
The
sec.
full 64K. Yeah, I
Yeah?
got 3.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And I
Again.
filled one of them with cobblestone.
Guys, it's not the size of the package, it's how you use it.
I'm making no comment.
So I set up a quarry the other day, and I used a tesseract and everything, so I could control it remotely or power it remotely, and I forgot to add a filter to remove the cobblestone and the dirt. So one of my drives, or one of my storage units, is now full with 150,000 stacks
Right, you know what you want to do?
of cobblestone.
Come over here. Come over here.
Okay.
Come over here. Right click the top right
Deep storage unit, huh?
deep store. Now, we've debated, I don't know if anyone's actually settled this, but effectively unlimited in size. So what I use is a storage bus. On the back of these, there's a storage bus,
Okay.
and you can set it to a higher priority than the actual ME disk drives. So anything above 0, and it stores it in there instead of on the drive. So all
What I
my
need to
cobble,
do is I need to pull the cobble off the drive and stick it somewhere else.
yeah. If you set a storage bus and a deep store, here we go. Just a sec. Have I got the storage bus recipe? No, I've not got. Why have I not got a storage bus recipe? By the way,
You're strange not having a storage bus recipe.
I know that's. I've got almost every other. Dear. Here we go. Have one of those.
Anybody got an incredible
3 of
amount of
those.
glass they want to put with?
You
I
need
have
glass?
a large amount of
I got glass.
sand. Okay, here's a 64K.
That's yours.
Some deep storage.
3 deep
30,000
stores.
glass? That good enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Let me just look up
Right over
the
here.
storage.
In the terminal here. Just snag it.
Pipe, interface, iron. Oh, that's easy. You can do that, no problem. Right. ME
Oh, why did I start pulling tin ingots?
gave you 3 deep stores, didn't I? So I'll make 3 of those. Take a stack of iron. And what was it? Cable. I've got cable
Thank
on
you,
me.
buddy.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, some cable. Use the handy dandy crafting table on my power tool. Of course, it would help if I'd taken those ME storage interfaces out of the.
So I've just come to the realization I put too many overclocker upgrades on my recycler, and it can't get the power it needs, but I don't know where to get the power from.
Energy storage upgrades.
Oh wait, I probably need those as well, don't I?
Yeah, you pretty much need everything for those. It'll just suck it. It'll suck it too fast.
Right. That's obviously waiting on some stuff downstairs. So yeah, let's go upstairs. While I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, let's at least tour the upstairs before we
Mm-hmm.
do anything else. So if
Okay,
you,
so
because
this
I'm
is
still
my-
recording, so if you want to show me what's what
Yeah.
around here.
This is my attempt at building a modern building.
Looks interesting. I've never been a fan of modern Minecraft builds.
I've never done a modern Minecraft build.
They're hard.
So how do you get into the house?
Right, over here.
Some would suggest you go through the door.
What door?
The door that looks like stone brick.
Make
Yeah.
a hole.
I hate those doors.
So there's nothing really in here. It's totally unfurnished. It's only just been built.
Oh,
so.
wow. I like what you did with the logs.
Pain to do, but worth it, I think. Got another access terminal up here for.
Nice. 4 million. You have 4 million cobblestone.
Yeah.
And you can pull those out of the deep store, right?
Yeah. That is
Nice.
leading the deep store. But yeah, there's nothing really in here apart from a bed and an access terminal. So
You got an
I need to
access
do all
terminal next to your bed.
well,
no.
we'll put an access terminal, but there's an access terminal over there. Still waiting for this final interface to cook up. Yeah, there we go.
It looks like Z's been doing some more work on his place,
Mm-hmm.
which you have a good view of from up here.
Yep.
10-minute restart.
Woo!
It's gonna take it 10 minutes to restart.
Hooray!
That's what it says. What kind of bees you got?
These
You
are
got
the
radioactive bees.
Yeah.
You got enough drones?
Well, that's the thing. It just keeps making more of them. But they all get sucked straight into the ME system, so they're going to be able to be auto-exported into a centrifuge to get uranium. Is the plan.
That's the plan.
It's the plan. So the final thing around here to look at is a totally separate applied energistic storage system in this wall here.
In the wall.
This one here, yeah, well, it's actually like behind here and underneath. But what you do, if you click on there,
Mm-hmm.
choose the pickaxe, which is labeled Mining World, and when it says if you do you want to craft it, just without changing any values, hit begin, and then press escape to exit the system. And then look over here, it launches the portal for the Mining World. And we were a bit slow, so I'll do that. Here we go. We'll hop through. So that actually can dial up any portal that I program into it.
Wow.
So it's basically it can be the entire transport hub in Spawn in that area.
Wow.
Um,
How did you do that?
Can I ask a question?
No.
Should a wooden transport pipe connect directly to an electric engine?
No.
I understand if it was a conductive, but this is terrifying. I kind of don't want to turn it
An
on.
engine. The engine
An
should connect directly to the wooden transport pipe.
Well, I mean, the pipe is feeding into the engine.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
that's
because the
it has an
engine's got an
slot.
inventory.
Oh yeah, I forget electric engines have an inventory. Sorry, I'm used to only using redstone engines.
But the
on
wooden pipe will pull everything out of the inventory from the electric engine. You don't want it doing that.
Well, it's I'm feeding from a barrel into a recycler, so.
All it will do is it will fill the electric engine with some random item which the engine will ignore because it can't do anything with it.
Right.
And
it'll
it
start
will
spilling
carry
items.
on. Well, as long as it's also connected to the recycler, it will then start pushing it into the recycler until it's full. Then it will start spilling items.
I'm gonna have to look into how I'm gonna do this because it can only go so fast.
Autartic gate.
Actually,
Yay.
the electric engine is faster.
Yes.
Pull more.
No, but an autartic gate is smarter because you can set
It's-
conditions up.
Yeah, it's smarter, but it's not faster.
But recycler's not that fast anyway. Anyway, this
He's got
is
overclocked.
this is
11.
to my automatic quarry. If it will let me through the portal, yes, thank you. Oh, falling through the world.
I'm just falling
Okay,
through
stop.
glass.
Big lag spike.
Yep. That's because I've just teleported through Earth. There
Yep. Free
Yeah.
now.
we
Okay.
go.
One
Even though
started
this is
jigging
chunk
again.
loaded. Even though this is chunk loaded. So this is the frameship reliant.
No, I'm gonna have to go.
Oh,
I'll
so
try
you
to
actually
gate.
got it able to move a quarry.
Yep.
Lone Wolf was having issues with that.
Right, so basically, yeah, it does a 9x9 quarry. It detects that the quarry's no longer got any work. Block breaker breaks the quarry. Frameship moves 9 spaces over. Deployer redeploys the quarry. Rinse and repeat forever
Infinity.
Nice.
and beyond.
So that's how to work it, is to break it and redeploy it.
Yeah, you got to do it because otherwise it doesn't kind of recognize that it's now in a new place and it can start again.
Yeah, I remember watching a Direwolf video about him talking about that. It's really weird, but it works.
Mm.
It's
But
amazing.
most of those things, like the mining wells, you have to break and redeploy. They get really glitchy if you don't do that. I did a bit of testing with them. They do really stupid things like spray their
Would
items
you be able to
out
do
of-
the same thing with a full-sized?
You could, although you would have to basically deploy. I don't know, because could you right-click the landmark automatically?
I
Because you'd
don't
have to
think you
right-click a
can.
landmark. I don't know if you can.
Things to
I
test.
think that would be unless you could put like an arm into a deployer and have it deployed. I could chop someone's arm off and try it. There we go. Lone Wolf's gone to test it already. You could certainly deploy the landmark, but whether you could activate it, I doubt. But yeah, this
Let's get a little driver's chair.
that's the captain's chair. From there, you can yell Khan. Khan!
And that's about all you can do.
Yeah, yeah. You've got no other control. This thing's trucking in a straight line. I could easily move it over with. I'm just not set up to do it, but I could easily move it over and send it back the way it's come, parallel. But
Yeah, we're already out at 3,000 blocks. It's loading new chunks as it's going, so.
yeah. Thing is, it actually loads more chunks. I know why we get this massive lag spike, because this thing will happily sail off, loading like just the 2x2 chunk area or 3x3 chunk area around it, and then when we come through that portal onto the ship, it then suddenly loads all in one go. It loads 25x25 chunks,
Mm-hmm.
which is what a player keeps loaded. But it has to. You're not entering. It's like using a TP command. You're just appearing, and it's suddenly going. Oh, I have to load
Yep.
hundreds of chunks all at one go, and that's what it causes. Fortunately, I barely ever have to come out here. I tend to do it when people aren't online, so that
Why did it stop mining over there?
I don't know. There is a slight unreliability with the autarkic gates work done
Mm.
thing. I've actually installed, like, I've got a timer hidden beside it to keep it updated, so that it will actually register a work done signal. But
Oh,
every
so
so
you
often,
did run into that bug after
yeah,
a
yeah,
while.
I did. It seemed to work for a while, and then it stopped. But every so often, it seems to just decide, yep, no more work, before it's actually finished the quarry, which is annoying, and I will have to troubleshoot at some point. However, let's face it, if you look at the trench it's dug all the way down to bedrock, there's the majority of the time it works. So but it is something I'm going to have to troubleshoot at some point.
Let's get back.
But yeah, a 1 minute, yeah, book back.
And I think that'll be the end for this episode.
Cool.
So thanks for the tour, Wooly.
My pleasure.
And we'll have to stop by your place again sometime soon to see how the nukes are going.
Haha. Glowingly.
AFK a minute.
So thanks, and we'll see you guys later as the server
Bye-bye,
shuts
OneWolfe
down.
peeps.
Bye, Wooly.
Bye.